Kit was saying, they're not getting the likes, they're not getting the sponsorships.
Why are you listening? Why are you listening to Kit?
I wouldn't listen to me.
Because she made a really good point.
It was a good point.
It was a great point. So my biggest thing is,
let me tell you why
men are a do as I say, not do as I do.
No,
population.
because
I don't agree with that though.
You guys are listening. Right, you guys are listening. We're trying to show you. We're handing you the blueprint to get married, but women don't want to have it. Y'all just want to do what y'all want to do. Fine.
Period.
So when men start putting their hands up and saying, live in the world by yourself, period. Now it's going to be a problem. Now it's going to be men are the problem. Men don't want it. You got all these women crying online today. You got literally studies of women at their highest depression the older they're getting. They're literally taking a ton of different antidepressant pills, getting these
because they ain't got no man. Statistics
part of the reason is because they're not a man.
Than married women. That's the statistic.
They could live. Listen, I don't know where you got that statistic from, right? But the statistics say single women are happier, right? Yes. That's what statistics are saying. But then they're not factoring age. And when you start to look at the age, and as women get older, they tend to not want to be alone, especially those that didn't create a legacy, those that didn't create a family, those who had to struggle, right, to actually make a living. 1 second, Jess, I got you on this. 1 second. Those that had to struggle to make a living, maybe not y'all, because we could try to act like Black women are doing that. Listen, the statistics also show that our women are below the bell curve in every statistic, financially, happiness, together, everything. Yes, Black women are at the bottom. Y'all are the most educated, right? Y'all the most enrolled. But when it comes down to being happy, when it comes down to being married, yes.
Oh, okay.
Go on to Pew Research and look this up.
Let me go to Pew
Look up
Research.
Go to the Pew Research, go to blackdemographics.com. Look at all you got to do is Google what is the average salary of a Black woman in the United States. That's it.
You're looking at the salary.
It's lower.
It's about happiness. Where does it talk about?
No, we're talking about it all. Listen, Jessica, why I'm talking about it all, right? Why I'm saying it all is because it all hold on. Yes. Listen, why I'm saying this is because being financially sound, having a family is usually what most women end up wanting in their lifetime. A family, not a single mom. And the way that y'all preach it is almost like it's okay to be a single mom. It's just fine. Just do it. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you.
No. But you're talking about single moms, and how did we get here?
No, I'm gonna tell you how we got here. Y'all gotta let me finish saying what I'm saying. No, don't do that, Jess. That's not conflation, because y'all are not listening. I'm giving a whole story, but you guys take bits and pieces and cut me off, and then it's almost like, yo, I can't finish saying what I'm saying to really tell y'all what I'm trying to, the point that I'm trying to get across. And it's happiness is where I'm coming from, right? And why I would mention, because single moms in this conversation is because Black women on average are the most single motherhood women on the planet, and Black American women on the planet. That's a stat. You can look that up. To the point where y'all are taking, right. So if you know that Black women all in all are not doing well financially, wouldn't it benefit you to find a man, to listen to a man, to be with a man that can actually carry you to the next level? Wouldn't it make sense to be married? That's my point that I'm trying to get to.
Not all the time.
You can say no one ever. We're not just talking about pretty privilege here. We got into multiple parts of this conversation. Let's not just do it.
No. What I was going to bring concerning that was in the video, the girl had mentioned that pretty girls are often lusted and not loved. Right. So she was saying that basically pretty girls don't really get to the point of marriage because they're prejudged They're not
I was
considered
trying to say that
because
we give y'all the blueprint to fall in love. We give y'all the blueprint. If Kit is saying that the problem is that the majority of women right now are not getting looked over because they dress regular, right? They dress and carry themselves as regular women, but when they dress up provocatively, when they get the BBLs, the same woman, as Kit said, the same woman is getting overlooked. She won't be overlooked for marriage. She might be overlooked for deals. She might be overlooked for brand sponsorships, money. She get in the bag, like Tiara said, right? She won't get overlooked for that. She gonna get the bag. She gonna get the bag. You said, Tiara, you said it. You said, what if those women want to get the bag? But what I'm talking about is the getting overlooked for what matters in life. The average woman won't if she carries herself right. That's what I'm saying.
Well, maybe she's going to meet these people on Mars. I don't know. I mean, maybe y'all existed and she can meet them there, and they'll.
I think what Trey just said is a better verbiage for what we're missing, and it's more so the shallow girls. So it's the shallow girls that are being viewed more so than just the girls that, I guess we'll say, the girly girls that are posting themselves in the natural light or whatever. The shallow girls are the ones that are not getting to the wife status.
The shallow girls are not getting to the wife status, and I agree with that.
So she's seeing it as pretty privilege, but somewhere he may be viewing her as shallow. You get what I'm saying? Like somewhere she's missing something, and she's thinking that she's bringing everything to the table, but because she already in her mind is pretty and privileged, she's viewed as shallow. She has an emptiness. She's lacking something that the men are not wanting.
I agree. I mean, there's parts of that as well. But you think that the average man wants a woman that has a BBL?
No.
The average man.
I don't think that at all.
Right. Also, the woman that's actually looking for IG attention, that's something that the average man doesn't want as well either. As a matter of fact, I talk to a lot of men, and I talk to a lot of men, and men will tell you straight up they prefer their wives not to even have an IG unless it's business related. We don't, what women think that the average man want, so you would do the things to manipulate your body, build yourself up a certain way. The average man, I'm not talking about what y'all are looking at. The average man don't want that. We want you. I love my wife right next to me in her natural state. When she cut her hair off many years ago, I fell in love with.
I love that. I like her haircut.
I fell in love with the natural woman that I saw. That was the best looking. I fell in love with her.
Sir.
Deeper.
I was gonna say, because you capping right now, because when you met me, she had the sew-in down on her back.
I'm not saying that. Listen, what was we doing a lot of when I first met you? All right. So but you
were still talking about, oh my gosh, I love you. I can't wait to wake up next to you.
Yeah, but when you cut
forever.
you're gonna say when you cut your hair that I didn't give you a certain different type of attention. You're gonna say even now when you talk about doing certain things, when you might have thrown something over your hair now, I guess a protective style that I haven't given you babe, I don't, this is you. I love this.
You've always said that you didn't really care for weaves, wigs, etc. So that was never but the type of, you're saying, didn't you notice a different attention or different type of whatever when you ... No.
Okay, well, you didn't notice it, but it was there. It was there.
Right? Yeah.
Regardless of however you want to make it feel, it was there. Because I let you know every day your natural state is beautiful. I tell you not to cut your dreads.
No, I'm not taking that away. That's not what I'm talking about.
I tell you how you are. Exactly. And this is what the average man is trying to tell y'all. This is what the average man is trying to tell y'all. Y'all are beautiful the way God created you. You can go and do all that, and you might get a ball player to sleep with you. You might get a ball player to give you a good one-night stand and maybe fly you up to Aruba and y'all be clapping cheeks on the balcony.
It's texting me shit.
I mean, it's
But
I'd rather cry in Dubai.
fly to Dubai. You might get clapped out in Dubai, right? But
clapped out. Okay.
Look, I'd rather cry in Dubai.
I feel like if that's your goal as a woman, if you want to get clapped out in Dubai, clapped out in Aruba.
All I can say is
if I'm getting clapped out in Dubai, but I'm not have some average nigga telling me about myself here in good old America. It blow me. Like, what?
And listen, I agree with y'all. If that's what you want right now, fine. My thing is, don't come crying when you turn 50 and 60 talking about where are all the men now. Now you want Kendra G talking about I'm 65, missing half your bottom teeth. Talking about I'm 65 and I'm looking for a man now. Where the men at? Or you're gonna be another what's her name? Vivica A. Fox. You're gonna be another her 60 talking about I'm taking applications.
I'm sorry.
Man wants you.
Please don't assume what I'm gonna be at any point, because that won't be.
No, you. And I said don't. I said don't come crying. Live the life you live.
Not to come crying. I have no reason to cry. My life is awesome. So I mean,
I'm not telling. Do what you want.
And alone does not make you lonely. Like, that's the whole thing. Just because you're not attached to someone doesn't mean that you're a lonely person. Like, and that's a bad thing that men have this thing of, like, companionship is companionship. Like, it's a lot of people that are married and miserable. Like, I mean, I'm not like, no, are you losing it? Like,
well, also, can I just
like the life expectancy?
You married and happy. I mean,
what about half the time?
It's a great time to do capital.
You married and happy. I don't understand what the.
I feel like, and then I feel like you can't scare women into, like, I don't know. It feels like
y'all
this
missing
thing,
my point.
Scare women into like, oh, you have to do this because the average man wants
y'all are
it.
listening.
I'm gonna just say this. I know single
listening
women. I know single women who have tons of community. They have tons of support. So I don't understand like this whole big thing of like you have to do this is the blueprint to get a companion or to get an average man.
Listen, be happy alone. That's fine.
But
all women are not going to get married, and that's fine.
So Mingo, what about the life expectancy of men? They're usually less likely to live as long as women. So women are living longer by themselves and everything. So if they find happiness in that life, if that's like the natural of how things typically are, then why is it that we can't consider some may choose that route at some point?
Okay, listen. Here's how this could go. Here's how this could go. Right? You're gonna have a world, right, full of different opinions, different ways of how you choose life, and that's fine. If women are like, yo, I don't want a man, my goal and my desires is not to be a wife, that's fine. Go and have a sister circle, live in y'all sister communities, and have a good, grandiose time. No one's trying to convince you to do something different. But here's the thing, kid. Is it average? Could you say that the average woman out there wants to be like that? Average, not all, average. I'm asking the question.
Want to be like what?
The average woman wants to be. The average woman wants to be a single woman living with her homegirls and in a community and having a sister circle and maybe and maybe just her uncles as men, maybe her uncles, maybe her brothers and all that. And that's her community until she dies. Do you think that the average woman wants that? No. I'm gonna answer
she'd
for
rather
y'all.
have her own place with her own space in her own peace, and she can tell people
right.
come and
But
go.
you think that's what the average woman wants, or the average woman wants a family?
Well, I think that for the most part, it just depends on, her journey. If there was chaos when she was younger, especially with guys, like, as you get older, you don't want that. So you, as a woman, you're just like, I don't want to deal with any of this. I don't want nobody around me that's going to disturb my peace, disturb my home, and in that sense, they're okay with,
But
being
I,
by themselves.
I understand what you're saying, Boombox, but I think that's coming from individualistic
Yeah, it
point of
depends.
view.
Like I said, it
But
depends on
as
the.
far
I'm
as
talking about,
average, I think
average.
it is safe
Average.
to
If
say
you
most
really sit
women do
around
want to
women,
get married.
especially when they get over a certain age, they're like, I don't want the chaos. Like if I meet a guy, fine, but he has to know what he wants. Like they don't have time for the BS. Like like Kit said, time is valuable. So they'd rather, if a guy knows what he wants, but just to be like, oh, are we gonna do this? Are we gonna get married? Like they don't want that. So they'll rather be by themselves than to deal with the back and forth and the drama of things. That's what I'm saying.
Now, listen, I'm not going to take away from that
What if
being
this guy
some
want to be left
women.
alone, though?
I don't. No, we're getting that you want to be left alone off of what is being said. On when the way that is being conflated is that women don't. Some women, not all, but some women, and it sounds like they're speaking of the majority, don't really care to say, I want to be in a marriage. I want to be in a loving marriage, not just any marriage, right? With a man that honors, respects me, protects, provided, maybe he'll die first, right? But at least now he provided well enough to where he's leaving a legacy for me, well enough to where there's life insurance, there's this, there's that. There's all of these good things of being a married woman that's beneficial that women tend to look for in their husbands.
Right.
That's what I'm talking. I'm talking about being married, and it feels what I'm gathering is that it's like almost a pushback on a family dynamic. Well, the average women don't want that. They don't want.
I mean, I'm married.
No, not you,
proactive.
not you necessarily, Boombox. What I'm saying is, I'm getting it from Tiara and I'm getting it from Kid, where it's like, well, what if and what if? I got you. Kid, you ain't got to go off camera. Yo, Kid be killing me. Yeah, I'm getting it from Tiara and Kid, where they're saying like, yo, on average, most women don't want that, and that's not true. On average, I think women
I
get
don't think
older
that's what
and
they were
settle.
saying. What I got from what they were saying.
When did I say that? When did I ever? Because if we know anything about me,
I'm gathering what the audience is taking, what you're saying, and what I'm saying.
What the audience is taking and what she actually said are two different things. Because what I understood of what she said was that there are some women that exist that don't want that, or is okay and content and fulfilled with their lives not being attached in a marriage, because there is also right, but that was all she was saying.
I said some as well, but I said on average. That's what I'm saying. But if I could get pushed back when I say the word average, that lets me know that you guys are saying the majority. Right? That's how that mathematically works. If I say average and you guys are saying but, then you're giving me pushback on what most women want. And then saying no, well, most women want the opposite. I think most women end up having to get older and settle for the decisions that they did in their lifetime. But when I do see them as younger, no, they want families. They're on all these dating shows, dating websites, looking for men, fighting 3 or 4 women for the same man because they want a man. This is what I see. This is my reality. And this is the reality that the world shows. This is the stats. This is it all. This is it all. I mean, I'm not just conflating words and putting them together right now. This is real talk. I'm talking about the average. Yes, not every woman wants to be a wife. Not every man wants to be a husband. Not every man wants children. Not every woman wants children. But who talks about every? That doesn't make sense to have a conversation and say all. Makes sense to talk about the majority.
Well, even with talking about the majority, right? And you made the comment of, well, if you want to do that, then just be ready to go live in a commune with a bunch of other ladies and be in sister circle, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that was projecting that could possibly be Kit's reality, which, like, she said she good on her end. So it's like you took a conversation or subject matter of talking about the average, right? And then you made it from, we're talking about a generalization, into a specific. You specified it because it's like, this is what your outcome is going to be if you have this ideology, which that doesn't necessarily mean that 1 + 2 ain't equaling 4 in that equation. That doesn't necessarily have to be the outcome.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying in general that's going to be your outcome. But naturally, you don't have to necessarily live around a bunch of women. You can have men in your circle too. I said that. You can have your brothers, uncles, male friends, whatever. You can have that in your circle and not have intimacy, or just have a bunch of sex until the day you die. That's a lot of people's reality as well. And if you're okay with living that way, that's fine. I'm not here to convince anyone that don't want these outcomes to not have them. All I'm saying is live with it. Don't turn around later on and feel any type of way when, you're like, man, I wish. No one wants to hear it. No one's going to feel compassion or pity for you. That's all I'm saying. And maybe not Kit, maybe not, well, Tiara's a married woman. But maybe not Kit, right? Where it's like, yo, all right, well, I'm getting X, Y, and Z from my life outcomes, and I'm happy with it. And I'm happy with my life. And my life is going to be great as I grow older in age. That's fine. But I don't want, especially with me trying to push marriage on my channel, I'm not going to be here talking about how it's good to be apart. It's crazy. I'm trying to push how it is and how we could grow as families together. That's what I'm trying to do. That's the point of my channel. So I'm trying to say, if women are saying we don't need a man, okay, fine, you don't need a man, great. But a lot of women want a man. A lot of other women desire men.
Talking about majority.
Majority. I say a lot, I'm talking about the majority. Not all, but a lot. All right. I could tell Kit is getting frustrated with me.
Is that
not at all?
The slow.
I'm just
it's the slow rock. It's the
I'm not even frustrated with anybody. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. It just really blows me when people try to throw their opinions on my life and assume what I either have going on or what I don't have. So I'm like, again, like, if you want to push marriage and all of that greatness, by all means. I know of several great, happy, married people, loving, I'm looking at 2 right here on the show. I mean, it's amazing. But again, back to the topic at hand, because that's what I was talking about. I wasn't talking about me. I was talking about the topic. And the topic at hand was, when a woman goes out, whether she goes out with her girlfriends, whether she's on social media, no matter the case, you all always claim to want one thing, but garner energy to another. And I don't understand, because not every woman is going to be going to Harris Teeter or Food Lion looking regular in the hopes of finding a man. Not every woman is going to go to the average place where Home Depot is and look regular in the hopes that if she goes between 6 and 9 that she'll find the boss man and make a relationship. That's not reality. Reality for women is that if you don't look a certain way, and that's how this conversation even started out, if you don't look a certain way and you don't garner a certain type of air or energy about yourself, you will be looked over. And all these same women that you're hollering about, oh, they just want to be married. They can't find a husband in a river, a lake, or in their own bathroom sink. And they'll sit there and they'll be upset because they're tired. And they're like, oh, well, men don't really look at me like that because, I'm not like the other girls where they be dressed and they do and they have. And then they're stuck in their own mental space trying to figure out and wonder, why is it that they're not getting that same thing? And it comes down to the same thing I said earlier. Y'all will claim that y'all want natural. Y'all will claim that y'all don't want X, Y, and Z. And as soon as that woman isn't in X, Y, and Z, y'all won't pay her a third lick of attention. Now, as soon as that same person does all of the same elements to get that same level of attention to try to meet people, they come out the woodworks. So you have to explain to me, since clearly Mingo got the answers. I ain't never seen it. Somebody with all the answers. You got the answers. So I need for you to tell me, how is it that this same woman is supposed to go and find this husband that we all supposed to have if she can't even meet a viable person because she doesn't look like what you all chase, even though y'all claim y'all don't want it? That's my issue.
I'm gonna answer the question. I'm gonna answer. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about average women, like you said, and I mentioned average women about 30 times. I didn't say Kit.
No, you said earlier. I
said if Kit wants what Kit wants, Kit can have that. Fine. I said the average woman. So I'm talking about the average woman. I don't know if you might have not heard what I was saying, but what I was saying was the average. Huh?
You had said something like, "Don't be crying later when you don't." I thought you.
I wasn't talking about you.
And I was gonna ask that because when you did say that, it sounded like it, but now hearing the rest of it, you were saying it in generally.
The whole thing after it, and you guys only heard one thing. But anyways, here we go. Right? I said though, I'm talking about women in general. Right? Don't come crying, wanting different results later on in life. In general, not you. So now, to answer your question, I'm gonna answer it again, one last time. That's it. We can move on to the next topic because we don't got that much time. So, what I'm gonna answer this with is, listen, what you're saying has some validity to it. Is there facts that women feel as if the men that they might want are not looking at them because of how they look? Yes. But you have to hear the words that I just said. The men that they might want. Doesn't mean that they want the best option for them as a man, as a woman, out of a man. They might want the man that's making the 6 figures, the man with the 6-pack, the 6 inches. They might want that man. But that man has a ton of options. So that man is going to look at the highest option of women that he can get. The average man, the 5 as a man, right? The 5 man, right? He makes the average salary, average looking. He's not the, top scale man that most women might desire, but he's a good, solid man. He might be a garbage man, tossing garbage for a living. He might be a bus driver. He might be a electrician. He might be just a cable guy. He might just have a regular 9 to 5. That woman that you're talking about is looking at the top tier men while those men are at the bottom looking at her.
That's not even.
She is not looking. So now she can't get the man because she wants the attention from the top man, which is why she changes and alters her. Hold on. Which is why she changes and alters her body to get the top man. But the average man is not checking for her. The average man is checking for her. The average man wants her. The average man is in her DMs. The average man is trying to holler at her on the street. The average man is saying, "Hey, beautiful, how you doing? Grand rising," or whatever. The average man is saying those things to her, whether you want to hear it or not. He could be a good, solid man. So let's not say that the woman can't get a man. She can get a man. The problem is the man that she wants she can't get. Now she's upset and looking at it like all men move this way. No, it's just the man you looking at moving that way. But the average man wants you.